First, connect to the power. There is one power line in the back, and 2 sockets up and down. Connecting to any one is okay. There are also 2 switches. Turning on any one is okay, because we use one USB cable to connect the 2 machines up and down. In fact, they become one machine as a whole. Then turn on the switch until the indicator light is on. When the screen displays, the machine is started up. After machine starts, there are 3 function modes displaying on screen. The first is ultrasound debridement. It is the function we use most often for chronic wound, also for acute wound, but it cannot be used for bleeding wound. Then the second is pulse irrigating. This function is similar to previous hydraulic giant, just adding protective pressure in it. That's to say it proceeds pulse irrigating under protective pressure. Pulse means one process of spraying liquid rhythmically. Thus it is good for wound surface and debridement speed. This function is mainly used for acute and extensive wound, like severe burn, injury caused by traffic accident. We can use pulse irrigating function to treat and cool those wounds mentioned above. The last function is negative pressure suction. Do not mistake it with the VS debridement. They are totally 2 different concepts. This function is to pump out the waste liquid through the negative pressure bottle, and then through a negative pressure pump. In fact, it is just a process of pumping out waste. It is different from our traditional VS debridement. Well, let's show the operation of the 3 functions respectively. The first one, ultrasound debridement, maybe we will use this function for 95% wounds, even more in the future. Look, and one infusion bottle filled with normal saline up on the hook there, and then connect to your normal infusion apparatus. But there is one request for the infusion apparatus, saying there must be a lock catch like this. Yes, you call it spiral connector, in fact it is called Lure connector. We design an interface matching for it. Screw it half a turn like this to connect to the interface. Then this USB cable, the 2M long cable, use it to connect the machine with the handle. Actually the machine produces the ultrasound, but the ultrasound must have a stable frequency, we mean 25K, saying ultrasound with 25000 Hz frequency. Why we must use this frequency? We get the conclusion from thousands of experiments that the frequency is 25K on the combination point of warming effect and cavitation effect. Although it is also okay to use 40K, 50K or 100K, the warming effect is not so good. So it is scientific to use 25K. After startup, the first step is to release the medicine liquid. Connect the infusion apparatus with handle, turn on the knob to the most, very simple. Then we can see this, the liquid is released. Then we can press the start up button on handle. Like this, you see, be sure to adjust the power to 100% before we clean the wound, and we should keep the angle of 90 between handle and surface of wound. The difference between the machine and others is cleaning with angle of 90. If we use previous hydraulic giant, be sure to avoid 90 angle. Why? Because it will push what we want to remove, like contaminated things, microorganism, into the wound, then cannot be removed. Okay, so we must release out the liquid first, then start up to clean the wound. Do not start before releasing. The handle will break down a few seconds later if we press the start button on handle before releasing the medicine liquid. Because it will generate heat, right? Ultrasound is great energy, and our handle is equipped with titanium alloy cutter, which can cause violent friction between molecules, and generate heat. The heat will be conductive to machine since handle is the connector, thus the whole set will break down. So the first point we need to care is to release out the liquid before starting. The second point is operating with 100% power, and 90 angle. What if patient feels painful? Well, this is very realistic. Adjust the angle of cutter, you can change to 80 or 75 or even smaller, at least no less than 45. What if patient still feels painful? Then we can turn down the power. For the power, there are 100 levels to adjust. Touch the screen here and roll up and down. That is how to adjust the power.